So we talked about how we have the area or the space that our shape is taking up. And we said the area is the inside of our shape, and we can always represent it with a capital A. And in this case, we said it was 50 square units, and that's if we don't know how big our, how large our squares are. But in this case, we do know, and they're inches. So in this case, we would say 50 square inches. Now, we're going to look at how we got that 50 again. One way we did it was to count by tens. We said 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And we were counting by tens. And that 10 can be found along the length along the top or the length along the bottom. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares along the top of my shape. But we also counted by fives. We counted 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And we still got to 50. This time, though, we were counting along the width. The width was 5, and I should label it inches. I always label an area 10 inches. If we didn't know how large it is, we would just put a U for units. So I have a 5 by 10 inch square, or a 10 inch by 5, not square, I'm sorry, a 5 inch by 10 inch rectangle and a 10 inch by 5 inch rectangle. Do you see any connections between 10, 5, and 50? You might see something that looks like, you might be thinking something like this. You might have seen something like that. That might be something you were thinking. You might have also been thinking something like this. I abbreviated square. If you saw either of those, both of those are correct. You may have seen another connection between the 10 and the 5 and the 50 as well. But these are the two that I want to highlight. If we were counting by tens and we took it 5 times, that would be like counting along our length 5 times. And that would have gotten us to 50. When we counted by our 5s, going across down our width, and we did it 10 times, that got us to 50 as well. And so we could have counted by 5s, we could have counted by 10s, or we could have jumped straight to these two multiplication problems. I could have thought, well, 10 taken 5 times would get me to 50, or 5 taken 10 times would get me to 50, and either one would have been correct. When we measure area, what we're really doing is we're really multiplying. We are multiplying our length by our width. And that equals our area. In this case, our length was 10 and our width was 5. And it got us to a total area of 50 square inches. You are going to mess with creating your own rectangles, your own rooms of different floors, and finding the area of them.